The world is changing. Our jobs, our schools, our universities, our habits, and even our hobbies are changing. So therefore, of course, we need to adapt.
The EU is facing multiple challenges today, but as we've already heard, some of these really are just an acceleration of challenges that we were already well aware of.
We researched nearly 20,000 employees around the world. Their perception of what they were most concerned about, so income in retirement, still rates number one is their biggest concern, but then it does vary by country, looking at whether it's paying bills, whether it's being able to pay for additional medical support. Those things vary, but predominantly the biggest concern still remains for workers, their ability to have sufficient income in retirement.
We call for more flexibility, but we didn't define this flexibility. So we have people that are not protected anymore today. We have different types like this, jobs like this, of people that are self-employed. And we saw during this pandemic that those people were left alone, and we didn't have any mechanisms to protect them.
The impact of the COVID-19 crisis, and we find that it has been a very, very powerful reminder to all of us of the importance of social safety nets. But it has also revealed lots of inequalities in the system, inequalities in accessing such safety nets.
What's abundantly clear is that every job is changing and that we're seeing an accelerated pace of change. This has implications for social protection. It also has huge implications for education, training, retraining, and implies a need for a shift to lifelong learning.
Yes, people are aware, and I think that makes it very much the time now to build and to make sure we put in place, whether it's additional compulsory schemes, support requiring employers and governments through tax incentivization to work with employees to ensure that they do have protection, whether that's income protection, whether it's protection against critical illness, whether it's protection against life kind of events, etc.
We have to have an open conversation, transparent conversation with citizens about that, about taxes, about changing social system, about not having 0-hour contracts, about working better between with trade unions and employers associations. We need a new social contract at European level. I think the system has changed, but I would love to see the Commission doing that. But I didn't see von der Leyen saying anything about that in her speech in front of the European Parliament, the State of the Union speech. So I think it's a wake-up call. Our debate today is a wake-up call, hopefully, for the Commission.
There is a lot that is being done at European level in order to address the opportunities of digitalization and the transformations on the labor market, and through the different angles and implications. And I would talk about the skills agenda and the various flagship it initiated.
Yes, I think when the question is how do we all come together, there's no substitute for leadership. It's hard to push this issue when we're in the middle of a pandemic-inspired health and economic crisis at the same time. But it's what's needed.